That's pretty wild. Look how big this thing is. How much does it take to configure? 32 of each component to configure this. Jesus. Well, we don't have a database bottleneck anymore. That's for sure. It's way overboard. Way overboard. Cache server, go. We have lots of cache now. I'm gonna go 160% on these for now. And then the web server gets configured too. And we'll bump this to like 160, 170. And we'll pump like a couple of extra rack coolers in this. Just to see what happens. It's pretty wild. So we got significantly more capacity now. There we go. I need more web servers actually, so let's get another one. Let's get one more in here. Move this down. We'll do this right here. The biggest guy, the big guy. Go. Bam. Configure. It's in. New bottleneck detected. It's pretty massive. Just saying. These things need some pretty big coolers in them too. But this looks optimal. That's a lot. I think we're set on hosting for a little bit. Let's see what we got here. We got pretty good. This is Fedora merch. We've got almost a 200,000 CU buffer there. Fedora Flix has a lot. I'm calling the ACLU on Charlie for firing people for no good reason. There is a good reason. All right, they're making too much money. That's the reason. I'm paying them too much. They're too expensive. But I'm rehiring them. I'm basically moving them. You know, that happens, HB Davis. If you could, you know, if you could just move your desk, you know, down there, downstairs. We're having a bit of a reorganization, and we're gonna need the space. So if you could just move your desk downstairs, that'd be great. Train yourself up. As long as we have somebody doing the tickets, right? Bling. Office Space was 20 years ago. Yeah, but it's in my heart, it was just yesterday, okay? Also, in my home, it was just yesterday because I watched it yesterday. Damn, it feels good to be a gangsta. Love that song. In that scene, I love that song. 94. Piece of shit copy machine. All right, we've got all that done. It gives us a little bit of headroom on the users. Let's start cranking out some efficiency stuff if we can. And I'm really focusing on the merch store, right? Because I got a feeling the merch store is going to make me more money than Fedora Flix moving forward here, eventually. It says that we're losing money on this right now. And I think it's because the ads are just not paying for it. Oh, well, we actually don't have an ad campaign for this site, so that makes sense. Let's fix that. Travis, let's see. Are we keeping you around? Wait, how many users can we do here? 34 million. How come you don't have access to the other salesmen? These guys all have access to all the other leads, but they don't have access to yours. All you have access to are your own ads. That's kind of weird, don't you think? 35 million, this one here. Could do this one. Yeah. It's basically it's gonna happen. We're gonna go 7 days with this. I'll turn my marketing campaign back on to get us over that mark, and then we'll be good to go. 6.2 is where they're at. 6.8. 7.7 is where my offer is. 7.4, they're not very happy with that. I'm gonna go 7.6 and they're gonna say yes. That's what they're gonna do right now. Okay, fine, 7.5. We're gonna turn the marketing campaign back on, and 85% conversion on this. This is crazy good. This is converting very well. Look at this growth. Features right here. Look at this growth. These registered user growth. That's insane. It's converting so well. I think we're managing this whole, like, having another company thing pretty well. We're having another product thing really well. Fedora Flix has features. We want to upgrade this one as much as we can. Oh, look at that. It's already caught up. That's great. It's catching up. There it is. 148, 148, and 146. It's right up there with them now. Good. There it is. Now it's the same. All these features are 148, except for the landing page. And like, the landing page is super easy to level up. That's the thing. And it's so efficient already. And it's like, it makes sense to keep it, but I don't know if it's really helping us. I don't know, 70% effectiveness or 70% satisfaction. Also had another comment. Somebody mentioned that if I did subscriptions, right, it's 5%, right? And if I did ads, then it's negative 15%. But that's not actually how it works. I explained it in a comment, but in case you didn't see the comment, this feature here, when it says 30%, or in this case 15%, it's not dropping at 15%. It's a 15% satisfaction. So when I have a subscription that's 5%, that's worse. It's not 5% dissatisfaction, it's 5% satisfaction. The red face is just implying that it's a bad thing. It's not implying that it's a negative value. So if I look at this, I can hover over top of this, and my total satisfaction is 86% because it takes the average of all features into account. So 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 15. Add them up, you get 86 as your average. That's how this is doing it. So adding subscriptions here with a 5% satisfaction would be worse than a 15 because I want to make this number as high as possible. Fedora Flix has a 70% because video ads and banner ads are both on the site, and video ads have a 5% satisfaction and a banner ad has a 15, right? So same thing here. If I get rid of video ads, this shoots up. The satisfaction will shoot way up. Let's go 149, 149, and 149, and 149. We will do efficiency for a while until we have to upgrade. I want to take the pressure off of our servers a bit. Merch store is going to keep growing because of the marketing. I want to get this to 10%. I really would like to see the insight. I think I can just go ahead and cancel this one. It's not very effective. And actually, if I wanted to, I can bump this budget up to 30 grand. We can really drive a ton of money into this one because of how effective it is. And then we just keep upgrading these features. We can go to 100 now. Almost 100. Need one more backend module. Got it. Cool. So I have ideas for late game. I don't know if these are good ideas, and that's kind of why I'm bringing it up on the live stream to see what the live audience thinks about it. So I have a couple of ideas on how researchers could be made more effective, right? Because, like I said, as soon as I upgrade this framework, as soon as I grab this framework, I can fire all my researchers. They're just not needed anymore. I've unlocked everything, right? And I don't think it's a good late game mechanic for that. Now, I know the developer is... he's expressed that he's had feedback on this already, and there's a good likeliness that researchers will change a little bit and how they're being effective. But I have two primary ways I think that they could be effective in the late game. One I think has the potential to be super powerful, so it has to be balanced quite well. But I think it's an okay balanced idea as is on paper. And then the second idea is kind of a cop-out in case the first idea doesn't work that well. So I'll do the cop-out one first because it's just get out of the way, I guess. Have these guys be able to outsource. You can outsource research to other companies for money. I think that's a cop-out because in the end game, money doesn't ever matter. Like, you're making so much money, it doesn't matter. So you're probably going to fire these guys anyway. But there's no point in firing them if they're still profiting you. If they're still making more money than they're costing you, then there's no point in firing them at that point, right? Hang on, pause this. We're way over our users. Oh boy. Let's go 103. Yeah, this marketing campaign is actually quite wild right now. Give me a second. Let's go 106. Let's go 106. Contract 93 expired. This is Ninja's contract. So we'll go ahead and fire Ninja. Now, Ninja is not fired. She's been moved to here. So she's managing these guys now. And she can manage the entire sales team now. So we'll just get her in on all of them. So Steven, you're not managing sales anymore. Now Ninja is. You're managing the whole sales team. Okay, there we go. And then what I want to do is get the HR person to have Ninja. Let's do Raymond and Cecilia. Steven's not technically doing anything right now, so that's fine. But we can at least get the 7-hour workday for people. And then also get another contract in. So give me a second. Video ads, we have 53 million we can serve. This is great right here, this one. This is perfect. Let's go like 8 days with this. We'll just send a monster amount of people in this way. So like one is, right, they can get you money. And I think that's the cop-out one. What I would really like to see, this is the idea that I'd like your feedback on, whether you think this is a good idea. Like really pick it apart. See what negatives, what bads you can come up with it for it, right? Tell me why it's a bad idea, basically is what I'm asking. Is why not have a repeatable research project? Can I get 10 on this? I would really like to get 10 on this. Have a repeatable research project for your features efficiency, right? Feature efficiency, repeatable research project. So we go into this menu, and once you have all of the stuff done, right? Everything is you can only do it once everything is completed. Once you've cleared the board and you've researched everything, which might not work well when you're talking about these, so maybe that doesn't work. But at least at some point, maybe when you've researched, 90% of things, a new option would appear, and it would be an efficiency research where you would spend RP to increase the efficiency of all of your site's features by one level. And it would be repeatable. And every time you did it, the cost to do it again would double. So maybe it starts at 500 RP, and when you do it, now all of your efficiency goes up by 1. Then the next time you do it, it costs you 1,000 RP, and then it costs you 2,000 RP, and then it costs you 4,000 RP. And eventually it gets so expensive to get that 1 extra percentage, right? But you have research teams, and you can hire researchers to do that for you now. I don't know what the argument would be. The question I was asked, but when I popped that idea at the developer, the question I was asked is like, he doesn't know how to explain why a researcher would, have anything to do with, programming efficiency. And that's a valid point. I'm looking for something for this character to do, something for these people to do, right? To make them a viable, to make them viable is basically what I'm looking for. You know what? I'm noticing that we have extra system admins that Matthew can't handle. He has almost everybody, but there's an additional 2, and that means that you, Steven, can come downstairs and you can help out with this problem. How's that sound? You can take Shane and Maud right here. You can manage them. Doesn't that sound like fun? I bet it does. I bet it does. There's one guy, there's 2 graphics people that are not being managed too. Also production here, you need to go 500. Thank you. 2 graphics people that aren't being managed. And a lot of them are getting really highly trained. They're getting pretty close to being... Here we go. Who's the other ones we can manage with you? 500, 500, 500 employees. Let's grab you and you. Good. All graphics people are now being maintained. Let's take a look at you. Do you have all managers? You don't. Can you train them? Almost. We'll almost have a 7-hour workday for everybody. That'll be sweet. This expert desk can go. We also need to see who else wants to... Why don't you have a 7-hour workday? Okay, hold on. Jordan Cooper wants a programmer desk. I want to see. Let me see who Jordan Cooper. Jordan Cooper, programmer desk. I've never seen the programmer desk. So this is you, Jordan. Now, if I wanted to upgrade your desk, I can't do it to the programmer desk. It doesn't work. So what I have to do is take you out of the desk. Then I have to get rid of this desk. Then I have to grab a programmer desk, which costs $18,000. Oh my God. And it's massive. You gotta be kidding me, lady. Jordan Cooper. This thing is massive. What makes you so special? Jesus. It's a 30% increase in your bump though. Your speed is over 500%. So, okay then. Okay then. Mike over here, humble as he is, doesn't want anything else other than... Mike doesn't even have a desk requirement. He doesn't care about what desk he has. That's great. That's good, because you're not getting anything better than you already have. All right, good. Charlie, I want Satisfactory episode 10 and 11 ASAP. So here's the problem. Here's the thing. I uploaded 10. It was live on YouTube, right? It was unlisted. And I didn't check it before I uploaded it. I usually check it after I upload. Just my workflow. I finish the upload and then I go to bed. So I throw it into the browser and I go to bed, right? And so I checked it. I was about to put a thumbnail on that thing and post it right before the stream started. It turns out, for whatever reason, this 40-minute episode, it was only 18 minutes long. The export file is the same way. It's not YouTube's fault. The export file is just, it's glitched. So I don't have it for you. I have to re-export it. I have to do the whole process with Premiere all over again. So there won't be a Satisfactory episode today. There was supposed to be, but now there isn't, because it's completely botched. I have no idea why it's botched. Okay, pause this. Fedora merch, we're gonna pause the marketing campaign. 2 things. Fedora merch just got 100% of its users, so I need to upgrade it. I need to upgrade it again. It's 106, 106, 103. Let's do this one first. We'll go to 110 with everything. Okay, and then we'll do efficiencies and stuff too if we can. But here's the thing. If I can, it's a little bit more efficient down here. Okay, so we have 94% capacity, but the cool thing, we got 10% of our audience reached. So now I can create a report with this. And it looks to me like I can tell that these things are adding conversion. They're not decreasing anything. So this is kind of cool. So the video ad starts at 35% conversion rate, but because I've added fashion, shopping, sports, 26 to 50, and female, this all adds to, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85. So this is a super effective ad. And now I can see how that works. So with having these factors, if I create, like, say, another video ad for my payment system, I guess, whatever. It starts at 35%. But I should be able now, see, I have little check marks on these. These check marks tell me I have statistics on the conversion rates for these. So if I select female, I know it's gonna add 10%. I know it will be an effective ad, right? I have the information for that. So now I'm gonna try something a little bit different. I will go with male because I want to get insight on males. I will go with 50 plus because I don't have insight on that. And then I'll go with family, travel, and let's say business. So this is who we'll target for this ad. We'll go ahead and create this campaign. These are all different things that I know nothing about yet. So we'll create this and we'll create a budget that goes with, let's say, I don't know, we'll say 5K for now. We'll leave this one paused and we'll run this one. Now this one is telling me it's a 5% conversion, which is kind of weird that this is going 5%. So that must mean that these guys right here are gonna lower my chances, right? These are negatives, but I need to know what those are. I need to know what features are hurting me and which features are helping me. So I'm gonna run this ineffective campaign for a little bit just to see what happens with it. I can bump this up to 10K actually. And just to see what happens with it. And if I want to get growth out of it, or if I want to do something different, I can always pop and activate this one. But it looks to me like our site, especially our merch site, is super effective with females that are about middle-aged and they really like shopping and fashion and sports. Not so much business, not so much travel or family or people over 50. Or maybe people over 50 are good, but the rest of them are such a bad influence, or such a bad negative that it's kicking it down. We'll see. I want to see what that's like. And Fedora merch, or Fedora Flicks, right? We don't have any insight on any of these things because we haven't done that yet. So we could do a male 26 to 50, and we can target, let's say, entertainment, technology, and let's do sports. Let's see if sports is effective here at Fedora Flicks. Maybe sports isn't effective. It's kind of a movie site though, so I think it's probably not. Let's go travel instead. I'm not really sure. We'll try this. We'll go video function for this and hit create campaign. And I want to upgrade this to, like, say, another 10K. So we'll spend some marketing for both sites. That's going to mean our growth is going to go way up, but it also means our servers have to be able to handle it too. So if I have tons of headroom here, so let's decrease. No, don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way. Let's increase what this site can have. About like this. This should be good for now, but we will want to address this with additional hosting. So let's come back out this way. Find the server that we've upgraded massively. Where's that big awesome server we have? This one. Let's just 3.2 million to duplicate this. I'm gonna do it. You know what? I'm gonna do it again. It looks to me like we didn't. Okay, that answers my question. So I had one question that I was always asking myself that I never paid attention to, and that is, when you duplicate a rack, are you still spending the system admin components to configure them, right? That was the thing I was wondering, is I just spending money, or do I still have to spend the components? And the answer is absolutely, you still spend the components, because I just duplicated this rack that's fully configured, but when I popped it here, 3 of these servers are not configured. And they're not configured because we ran out of components, right? So when you duplicate these, you absolutely are spending those resources. Good. So it's random which demographics you reach, or can you actually control that? Like, if you wanted your site to be used by a specific group, can you do anything to target them? I can't prevent other groups from using my site, but I can target groups that are most effective, right? So that's the whole point of the marketing research and the insights, is to target people who are more effective. You want the money that you spend, because all the money you're spending is CPM, cost per million. It's all about how much money you're spending for every 1,000 impressions. So when you're gonna spend for 1,000 impressions, you want as many of those 1,000 people that see it to click it, because otherwise you're just wasting money, right? Every person that sees your ad and doesn't click, that's an ineffective dollar spent. So you want to target specific groups. Narrow your focus to the people who are most effective. And that's how you want to target it. So getting marketing research, like this one, for example, I was able to generate a report, and this tells me that these are very effective. So if I want to have an effective ad, I have to target those specific things. But you can only do that on the internet. You can't do that on television or radio because you can't target specific people with television or radio. You have no way of knowing whether or not the person that's watching is a man or a woman. You have no way of telling whether or not the person that's listening in their car is a man or a woman, what age they are, what interests they have. You only get that kind of information from internet. You only get that kind of information from browser caches and cookies and things like that. So the tracking stuff that's in your browser from all the websites you visit, that helps advertisers better target ads so that they're more effective. And by being more effective, they can spend a little bit less money on that marketing to get the same effect, hopefully making their efforts more effective, right? That's the idea. So like Fedora merch, this ad here is doing really poorly. We're spending a ton of money for these impressions, $10,000 a day, but we're basically getting nobody converted out of this, right? It's a 5% conversion rate. I would like to know why this is a 5% conversion rate. So over here, I was able to get the information as to why this was an 85% conversion rate. This is an extremely effective ad. I should never remove this. I should always have this on if I want to grow. So as soon as I want to grow, I flip the switch. And I know that all of the money that I'm spending on it, which I'm gonna actually lower this to 10K now because 30K is a lot of growth. But I know that all the money I spend on this is gonna be much more effectively used than this ad. So like when you're on Facebook, right? And like if you ever have your own business on Facebook, you have your own, if you've ever done Facebook ads, which I don't recommend because they're very ineffective, but if you've ever done Facebook ads, you'll know that like when you can target things. You can say, I want people who are interested in these certain topics. And then you can push that ad out. And you're either gonna pay per click or pay for CPM. If you're not sure what your demographic is and you're not sure who you're supposed to be targeting, pay per click is probably a better option for you. Because then you generally only pay for the people who are actually interested. They're actually making that effort. But if you have the market research, if you know what you're doing, you should pay CPM. Because you can get a significantly more response for the same amount of money for less money sometimes. Because pay-per-click is generally, in my experience anyway, pay-per-click as an advertiser is more expensive overall than CPM, than paying for every 1,000 impressions. But only if you know what you're doing, because otherwise you're paying money for people who didn't click your ad, right? This is why I use incognito mode and VPN. I mean, you're still gonna see the ads. Like, I would rather see ads that are more targeted to me than to see junk ads that I'm not interested in. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. You know, the eye in the sky is watching me and whatever, right? But I don't see it as that big of a problem if you're gonna see the ads anyway, right? It's when you see, like if I saw a diaper ad in front of this Twitch stream, that would be strange. I would be like, okay, thanks for the diaper ad, right? Like, well, I'm not interested in that, whatever. And if I'm in incognito mode or I'm not allowing ad tracking, that's something I could see, you know? Women's beauty products. I might see a makeup commercial for me. That sucks. I have no interest in that. But if I had ad tracking on and I let them see what I've been interested in this whole time, the ad I might get in front of the stream could be, you know, the next great game release or a movie trailer that I'm like actively going to see. And then I'm going to be like, hey, that was sweet. What movie is that? You know, I just find that to be better for me as an experience. I'm going to see the ad anyway. It might as well be something I'm interested in. Big Brother's not a problem until fascism happens. It's not Big Brother. It's like if government was doing it, then great. But like, it's really odd, and we're like borderline political conversation at this point. But like, it's a really odd twist. Like, people are really against government usually having their information, but they're usually okay with private companies that are trying to use it for profit to have it. That's kind of the way I am. I'm kind of like, dude, you can have my info if it helps you better interact with me, that's fine. But then like government, no, stay out of my business. Really, it's really bizarre. I think at the end of the day though, like it's all about the intentions. Like what do they want to use it for, right? Like what does that company or what does that entity want to use that information for? And regarding ad tracking, it's all about feeding you something that's relevant to you. They're gonna feed it to you anyway. It's just about what's relevant to you, right? It's not like blocking ad tracking blocks ads, it doesn't. We have a pretty good overhead here. Maybe we won't need servers for a little bit. Although, actually, I just made that new server rack, but like only a few of the servers actually got configured. So if I configure this now, that adds a little bit of hosting capacity, yeah. I can bump up the cache next. Almost. I need a little bit more on the operating system side. There we go. So now database is the crunch again. Really? Database is the bottleneck now. Maybe we can add database to one of these other ones right here. Let's add one of these database things in here. I don't think I can configure it though. I don't have enough, but it's okay. This should... I don't think it will bump it up enough, really. That's kind of odd. I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't have sold those units. Private companies don't really have the power to put you in jail. Oh, like hell they don't. Tell that to the MPAA. They could just bankrupt you, completely cause you to starve, take away your home, repossess your stuff, sue you for everything you have, dump you on the side of the road without a job, and then force you into a life of crime so that you can survive and feed your kids. They could do a whole lot more than put you in jail. They could basically kill you. Or they could be helpful, which is what most companies... maybe I'm naive, but I genuinely feel like most companies have the betterment of humanity in their heart when it comes to like their core purpose, right? They want to make the world a better place. They just want to profit at the same time they do it. And I don't have a problem with that because I like to profit. I mean, I'm a company though, so that I manage my own business though, so maybe that's the perspective, but I'm all right with it. You made the point of why you wouldn't want them to use your data. Well, all right, touche, touche. 96%, we're almost at our peak here. Let's bump this up to 114, 114, 114, 114, 114. Let's dump the rest of our components into efficiency. There we go. Is there anything else we can make for maybe Fedora Flix can be more efficient? Okay, landing page. I'm gonna pop this to 150. Okay, good. Like everything about this game is just clicking on things. There's like nothing else to do. And yet it's so addicting. Like I don't get why it's... I don't get the appeal. I don't understand it. I get the appeal. I don't understand it. Which I know it sounds like the same sentence and backtracking, but like really for me it's like... I get it because I'm experiencing it, but I don't understand why it's getting me, you know? It's very nice. I'm gonna scoot this back a little bit. Because this office is really crowded. I'm gonna scoot you back. This programmer desk is insane. Look at the giant monitors. 4 monitors. Is this how programmers work? With 4 big monitors like this? Is that how you guys do it? Who's a programmer here? Is this how you work? With 4 big monitors like this? The CEO should have that desk. The CEO doesn't want that desk. CEO is perfectly content with his intermediate desk. He's a very humble guy. He's very modest, right? He doesn't need a whole lot. 3 monitors are nice, but 4 would confuse you. I think 4 monitors configured like this would be awesome. I have 4 monitors, but I also have 3 computers with those 4 monitors. It's a little weird. Like 3 completely separate computers for the 4 monitors that I have. I'm gonna do it like this because you take up less space like this, I feel. 2 ads expired. 10.9, hello. 11.3. Yeah, I think 11.4 is the winner, yeah. 11.4. I might just auto-renew that for a bit. That's a really great contract. Abin Joseph, is that how you say the name? Thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate it. Can I get a player named after me? G.I. Joseph. Will do. You didn't have to sub for that, but I'm gonna give it to you because I have tons of people. G.I. Joseph. Shopping platform. I kind of want to buy out all the other shopping platforms. What do you think? Can we just buy Global Car Parts right now? Take 1.3 million users from them? We just buy Global Car Parts. It's just ours. We just take it. They have a $14 million valuation. I just buy all their shares right now. I think I'd rather make some money in the market before doing that. $10 shops. Oh, you guys are... Oh, I would have loved to have gotten in on that jump. eBay. Love it. Uber buy. No thanks. I'm going to buy you. I'm going to sink $19 million into your company by 2% and watch me make money on that. Anyway, this Big Brother convo got off in the weeds. I'm just playing devil's advocate anyway. I don't care too much about big data. That's kind of what I was doing with you, just the other way around. I was like, I want to see how riled up I can really get this guy. The Big Brother data thing, this seems to be important to him. I'm gonna poke him a little bit, see what happens.